Hi guys, welcome back to the Pepetto podcast. I'm Ellie and I hope you're doing really well today. As I said in my last episode, I'm back on the grind with the podcast, so please expect episodes every single Wednesday again. I know my last one was published on a Sunday, but I'm back in the full swing of things, and I hope you enjoyed the last episode with my sister. It was something very different, and we've been speaking about doing a podcast together forever, so definitely make sure that you keep your eyes open for more episodes with her, because she's moved back home from uni now, so there's going to be a lot more content with my sister. Today I want to talk to you about the concept of not giving up, and this is something that I shared in my blog post a couple of days ago actually, and it seemed to do very well and you guys seem to love that content. And the kind of thing of not giving up can be used in so many areas of your life, but the general consensus in my mind is that keep trying. I know it can be hard sometimes with whatever you're facing, whether that's your mental health, at work, with friends, in relationships, whatever it is. And that's also romantic and non-romantic, like relationships with your friends, with your family. I know a lot of people struggle with like parental relationships, then also like boyfriends, girlfriends. Like it can be so draining sometimes to try and fix everything, but you don't have to fix everything. But as long as you don't give up, that's all I want from you guys, because I know how easy it is to give up, and that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. It's so easy to just say, oh, I give up, I don't want to do that, that's too much effort. You have to keep trying and pushing through, and then you get to where you want to be. But in life, nothing is easy. If you always choose the easiest route, you're going to stay in your comfort zone. You're not going to progress in terms of, well, more so in terms of self-improvement, but you're not going to progress at work, with your relationship, with anything. You're just going to keep giving up and just taking the easy way out. And I know how tempting it can be, and sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes we need to kind of give up in order to prioritize ourselves, I guess, but that's not really giving up. That's just prioritizing what we need in our life, and that's another thing completely. But don't give up on your dreams, your kind of things you're working towards, because it's so easy to do that or even to forget about it. I know that I've kind of put on hold a lot of my dreams of, you know, growing my socials, and also I've got a PT course that, if you've been a part of this podcast for a while, like back in, I think it's been a year now, I signed up to do a PT course, spent a lot of money on it, and I've still not passed it. I've still not done the work. I'm literally, because with like personal training, in order to be a personal trainer, you have to do a level 2 and a level 3. Level 2, once you've done that, you can do like group sessions. So if you see like on the gym floor, there's always like a HIIT workout, or like weights workout, or like there's always like ab workouts as well, like 20-minute abs with an instructor. I can do that. I can do kind of like the big group classes with music. I can do that kind of thing. But then to be a PT, I have to do level 3. Which is a lot harder, and I was never that good at science at school, so it is kind of stressful. But my boyfriend did sports science at uni, and my sister did biomedical sciences, so I have people to help me with that. But I've got one thing to do, and then I can book in for the assessment, which I'm kind of stressed about, because with me going to the gym, I used to like know everything about the gym in a very toxic way, but I used to go to the gym like a lot, and I knew every machine. I knew hypertrophy, like all the different forms of cardio, and like I'm not just talking about treadmills, bikes. Like if you know anything about this, you know what I'm talking about. But I used to know everything about that, and now I just go to the gym and mainly just do free weights and just kind of chill in the corner, and I don't progress with my weights because I do it for my mental health. But I know how to like progress with weights safely. I do know that, not just from studying, but it is a lot of common sense. But this is something that I've put on hold for a while, because I've been so busy at work, and I don't want to prioritize anything else at the moment, or like since then. Like I was so into it, like I got it all done, and my goal was to get everything done by December, and I did, other than this one task that I need to do, which is this spreadsheet, which I hate. And like I failed that, so but I need to book assessments. The assessments are only, I think I've explained it before, the assessments, like you have to go in person to, you kind of go with like other students, because it's an online course. You kind of go in and you do like a role play of a client and a PT, and you switch over, and I'm kind of stressed for that, just because I don't want to be put with someone who knows a lot more than me. They only do them on Saturdays, and only 4 people can go, because they just do it like in 2 pairs. So I don't really know, like I wish I did the Pure Gym one, because you get a free gym membership for you and like someone to be a client, because you have to send in videos, and I really wish I did that one, but that one was a lot more expensive. But like I go to Pure Gym, and it just makes so much sense to do that, but I didn't do it, so that's kind of annoying. But I'm definitely progressing with it. I finally opened up the page, and like the kind of what's the word, like the kind of like, not certificate, not diploma, like the kind of the assessments. Like, I went onto the tab online and I logged in. I was like, okay, my login still works. I looked at the spreadsheet. I was like, I don't want to do that now. So I am going to find time to just focus on that for a couple hours, probably tonight, just to get that sent off, get that done, and then book in for a day. Because as soon as I booked a day in, I can then revise for it. You know what I mean? Like, instead of waiting for like something to happen, because now my weekends are pretty much free. Because literally, as I've explained, like, having a boyfriend, you don't have a weekend free. I mean, you can say I'm busy this weekend, like doing your own thing. Like, as I said in my last episode, like, the weekend just gone was the first weekend I've had since I've met him, or since actually for like 2 years now, to be completely honest with you. Because like, I had a past boyfriend, and then being at uni and coming home from uni and everything, I was just so busy on weekends and just so busy in general. And the weekend just gone was the first weekend I had to just chill, to like do my gym, do my blog, clean my room. Like, I love doing that. Like, even being with my boyfriend, visiting him, or him coming here on a Sunday afternoon, I reserve that time to kind of clean my room, have a bath, clean myself, do like everything self-care and just reset. I love a Sunday reset, and I used to love doing that at uni. But obviously I'm not at uni anymore, but I am trying to make, in a way, like, obviously living at home, I've been back for, no, it's not nearly 18 months, but over a year now. Like, it's a bit weird still, especially that I've got this new job. But anyway, back to the episode now. The whole point of talking about my personal training course is that I had a dream with it. I had a dream to, at some point in my life, I know I've got a job and I've got a path with that, with social media and marketing, and I have a career path to go on with that. But at some point, probably alongside work, I wanted to create, well, no, I do want to create, again, present tense, not past tense. I want to create a safe place for people in eating disorder recovery who have no idea. Like, you get to a stage in ED recovery, as I've explained many times before, where you've kind of gained the weight back, you are healthy physically, mentally. I know there's so many more challenges and it's so hard to push past it. Like, I've been in recovery for 3 years now, no, over 2 years now, and like, I had a relapse, and you will have relapses, and it is very disheartening, because you've gone all this way, like, you're so happy, and then you just, one thing happens in your life that's out of control, or you feel like it's out of control, and you just turn back to it, and it is annoying. But I want to create a kind of safe haven for that. And my clients, I want to work with young females, well, not too young, because I don't want to have to get the insurance for that, but you know what I mean, like end of teenagers, like, I'd say like 16 to 25 year olds. That's the kind of age group I want to work with, for those just coming like out of ED recovery. I know that's not really a thing, but like, being in recovery for a while and they want to get back into the gym, or find a way to still like look after their body in terms of movement, because you do have to do movement. Even if you've been in with like so many problems with exercise addiction, you still need movement in your life. Like, you can't just ditch it completely. And whether that is just, I mean, I wouldn't be working with these people because I'd be doing like gym routines and gym plans and exercise plans, but I know a lot of people in recovery who ditched exercise completely, and they just like go for walks, or they just like live their life, like if they just walk to work, that kind of thing. And that's the level I wanted to get at. But I've realised I do just love the gym. I love working out. I love that feeling of working out. But I've learned to do it in a very healthy way, and a non-toxic way, where I do it when I feel like I want to do it. So after work, if I planned all day, I really want to go to the gym, and then something's happened at work and I'm a bit disheartened by it, or I come home and I'm just really tired, I don't go to the gym, and I listen to my body. Like, those days do annoy me, because I've been excited to go all day or all week. I finally found a day where I can go, and it is annoying, because then I'm tired and I'm like, oh, I could do a home workout, but then I'm like, no, I'm too tired to do that. Those are absolutely fine. I then hate it when someone says like, oh, why don't you just do like a little walk or go for a run? I'm like, no, I'm not doing exercise. Like, I hate when people then say, oh, just do this instead. Like, that isn't helpful. If I've been like, right, I'm not going to do exercise, then someone says that, oh, it really pisses me off. But I wanted to create this kind of safe haven for that. That was my dream. And my mum is a counsellor as well, and now my best friend, who's moving to Berlin, and I'm going to Berlin in September to help her move everything in. Like, that's another update. That's kind of the only holiday I've got left, like, that I've got booked, and I'm so excited for that. Like, I've been to Berlin a couple times now, and I absolutely love it. Like, if you've ever been, it's a huge city. Like, I think it's bigger than London. It probably isn't, but it's a huge city. And she's found this apartment so cheap, like pretty much in the centre. And I don't know how she's found that apartment, but it's so exciting, and I'm going to help her move in. And she's starting a yoga business, which I'm helping her with her socials and her marketing for that. But she's starting this business, and I've been in talks with like my mum and her. Like, my mum really wants to set up a kind of I don't know what the word is, like not a resort. I don't know what the word is, but we really want to set up like a mental health, like a centre for counselling and ED recovery, like PT, or not even people in ED recovery, but those that want to like get into movement for their mental health, because it does help. And I can do that side, and yoga as well for the kind of relaxation and movement as well. So I really want to focus on that, and that's something that we will do like further down the line, but that is just something that's in my mind. I'd love to do that. Like we've said, if we win the lottery, we're setting that up straight away, because it would be so exciting, and I just really want to do stuff alongside work. And that's what I mean, like I don't want to give up on these dreams, because I don't just want to be that person who works a 9 to 5 job. Is boring, and nowadays there's so many opportunities to create something else with your life that's self-employed or 9 to 5. And I get the downfalls of self-employed. Like my dad was self-employed for quite a while, and he doesn't recommend it. Yeah, you're in charge of your life, but then if you're sick, if you don't go to work one day, if you can't work one day, you don't earn money. So that's something that I need to consider. But for now, I'm getting experience up, because I also want to set up my own social media agency, influencer marketing agency. I really want to do all that as well. So I'm just trying to, like with these dreams, I'm writing them all down, and I want to find a way to tie them all together. I want to start releasing like PDFs on my blog for like journals and even exercise plans. Like I want to do everything I can all in one, because that is so, like that's what excites me. I don't get excited by a 9 to 5 job anymore. Sure, this job I've got is so exciting. There's a lot of downfalls to it. I did touch on it in my last podcast, but there's been a lot of downfalls to it. I've kind of joined the company at, like, I don't want to talk shit about the company because I've said the name already, but there's been a lot of change as I joined, and a lot of people are a bit kind of uncertain about it, and the whole system's changing, the strategy's changing, and it's getting really difficult. And my probation period's coming up in a couple of weeks, like the end of it, and I have a big meeting about that, and I catastrophize, I overthink, I'm like, they're going to get rid of me and whatever, but I've come to terms with it. Like, if I'm not performing, you know, which I believe I am, I'm doing the best I can, and I'm doing overtime as well, but if they just decide that they don't need a German speaker anymore, I don't know, but if they decide that, then I'm like, okay, I've come to terms with it, you know, but I'm not going to get, like, fired or anything, I don't think. I thought I was, but now I've expressed that to my boss, so I'm not giving up on that, because a couple of weeks ago I was like, oh, I want to quit, and I started looking for other jobs, I was applying to other jobs, and I was like, hold on, Ellie. One, that was like hormones, because I'm on my period now, which is great. I hate being on my period in the summer. I just feel disgusting all the time, especially because it's so hot at night, and it just, yeah, anyway. But that was just hormones, and I was like, Ellie, don't give up, because you were so excited to get into this world. And my kind of thing now, like everyone nowadays, like especially in my industry, works at a place for a year, if that, maybe 2 years, to gain experience and to move up, because I feel like everyone has the agenda of doing something on their own, and there's a lot of exciting things happening with that. But I want to get this podcast and blog that I've had for so many years, because it was always a hobby, but now I want to try and really push it, because I want to do something else. Yeah, this is a hobby, like I'm not doing it to make money, to gain followers, I'm not doing that at all. This is something that helps me as well as helping you guys at the same time, but it is obviously something that I want to push a lot more. So I'm not going to give up on this dream of working in a major fitness brand. I get to wear joggers and hoodie every day, which isn't like obviously my dream, but it is at the same time. You're like, all these little things add up. So especially if we're talking about a job, with giving up at a job that you have, first of all, and you think that you're not, either like you're not performing well, or you don't like the company anymore, etc., it's okay to move on from a company, you know, like everyone does it, and it's completely fine to kind of resign, but make sure you have a job lined up, because I'm not going to say who, because I mean, you're probably listening, but I've got someone in my life who resigned from their job that they despise so much, like, and like honestly, well done for them for like leaving that job, because it was a horrible work environment, and they just wanted to leave, but they didn't have a job lined up, and that was back in May, and now it's August, and they still haven't found a job. They've had a few interviews, but they still haven't found a job. So that's one thing, like if you hate your company, again, I'm 21, I can't say much about this, but if you hate your company, you've got to stick with it until you find another job. Like the stress then of finding another job without having a job is obviously like so painful and obviously stressful, because you need to be earning money. So that's the one advice I'd give with that. But try and stick it out, because you never know. I mean, a lot of companies respect your opinions and respect what you have to say, and they listen to you and they want you involved with things. I was unsure about that when I started kind of opening up about my role, because I was like, I am like the German specialist in it, and I was like, you kind of have to listen to me. But then I spoke to my dad about it, who's obviously been in business his whole life, And he was like, you can't do that. You are like the bottom of the food chain. Like, you're the youngest in the company. You've just joined. Like, you haven't even done your probation yet. Like, you've just got to let them tell you what to do. And even if you don't agree with it. But I was like, yeah, but they should still listen to my opinions if I do it in a professional way, which I did. And since I have kind of spoken to them and sent them research in and made meetings with people, like booked meetings and stuff, that kind of thing, I think they've respected a lot more, because I am showing like I am proactive, because I don't like sitting in the sidelines. I love to get involved. And if you're not at a company that does that, if you're somewhere where they don't care what you have to say, definitely get out of there or mention that, because that's not right. Like, everyone should be respected. Everyone should have like a grounding point in their company and like a specialist thing in their company. Like, everyone has different experience, everyone has different knowledge and skills, so use that and remember that. But as I said, I wanted to give up on it, but since doing that, I am a lot happier now at work. Like, sure, everything is kind of a bit up and down at the moment, but that is life, and I'm learning that a lot more, because at my last job I had a huge say in what I was doing, even as an intern, because I was the social media person. Like, I had a huge say in everything, well, more and more, especially as I progressed in the company. And it was a very small company as well, but now obviously I'm coming in late to a very big company, which is literally the fastest growing activewear brand in the world. Like, it's been given an award for that, so it is a lot different. But they do respect what you have to say, but it's that kind of thing where you have to go to them and say, you can't expect, and this is any company, you can't expect them to say, what's your opinion? Or, I mean, a lot of people do, but you can't expect them to know what you're thinking and know that you're kind of not agreeing with them and that kind of thing. That you have to speak up, and that's one thing as well that you have to do. Another way of giving up is in a job search, and this is something huge, and if you read my blog post about it, I know a lot of people like graduating uni. Like, I'm that age group where I'm 21 and loads of my friends have just graduated, and finding a new job, I know how painful it can be. I mean, to be fair, I've never felt it with kind of the urgency to get a job, because I dropped out of uni and I was meant to have just a few months to like a year to have that mental health break, but I didn't. Like, I have said before, I cannot sit still, I can't do that. So I dived into work. I was a linguist. I don't know why I can't speak, but I dived into work and I've loved it, and I've not looked back since. And I do have some regrets, like, oh, I should have had time off my mental health, because now I'm feeling that now. But no, because I'd rather just go into the work world. And everyone's like, how did you get a job so quickly? And no, I started on an internship, but with limited experience. But anyway, a lot of people who've graduated don't know what they want to do with their lives, and they're applying to jobs, they're getting rejected all the time, and you've just got to trust the process. Like, with any job, for like any point in your life, you're going to have those points where you like can't find a job, and if you want to get out of the company and you can't find a job, and you've been living at home for a year and you still can't find a job. Like, I know how stressful that can be, from not first-hand experience, but from watching other people do it. It is stressful, and sure, you might get to a point in your life where you're being headhunted by a lot of companies, maybe, but that's not a lot of people, so you've got to just keep applying and just trust the process. Like, it's never really you, it's because every job has hundreds of applicants, and they might just look at a CV, like, especially as a graduate, everyone's got the same like limited experience or no experience. Everyone has the same experience, and a lot of the time they do it based on where you live. Like, if you have to commute or you have to move, that, you know what I mean, like, they do it based on if you live nearby a lot of the time, and it's never really you. I applied to loads of jobs when I was looking for a new job, and I got rejected a lot, or I had a few interviews and they were like, you're not really what we're looking for, even though I had all the experience and I was like confident in every interview I went into. Even if you have all the experience they want plus more, it doesn't mean to say that they will hire you, because I don't know, like, they have very specific things. And being at my company now, like, we're trying to hire another person to join the kind of athlete influencer team, so, and they haven't found one. And it's been, I mean, that job's been advertised, and my job was advertised back in like January, so it is hard. And being for my internal, everyone is so picky with who they want, so it's never you. Like, that's one thing, so don't give up. Like, it is hard, and especially if you don't know what you want to do, that is another thing. And I have a friend who might be listening to this, I'm not sure, but she is my best friend. She's been my best friend since I was about 10 years old, but she's someone that I literally never see, even though we both live at home, literally 15 minutes away from each other. But she didn't go to uni, she had a gap year, she worked in different jobs throughout that, earning a lot of money, to be fair, but with limited experience, like with no experience basically. But now she's going to do a foundation course and then go to uni to do radiography, and she wasn't a STEM girly at school at all, like she really wasn't. So I'm like, kudos to you for doing that, because you found something. I mean, it is very much money orientated. I know what she's like, she wants the money, but it's just when she told me, I was so surprised, because I did not think she'd do that, because I've always said she should go into counselling, but that's something that you tend to do like not end of life, but later on in your life, like midlife crisis thing, which is what my mum did. So it is crazy to see like different people change. And at my school, like they do 5-year reunions with your like year group, and I had a few friends over on Sunday and we were speaking about that, like we so want to go. I mean, I know that's 2 years away, but I still want to see where everyone is, because loads of people might have dropped out of uni or not even gone to uni, even if they had a place, or it's never always about university, I know that, but people are at different stages, and I just want to see, like, not even to compare myself. I thought that was what was kind of leading me on to do that kind of thing, but no, I just want to see where everyone is and just see, like, I don't know, I feel like even though I'm 21 and I'm in it, I love to do it from kind of a like backseat point of view and just see like, wow, everyone's doing different things, like that's the society we live in. I don't know, that's the kind of thing I get from it, if anyone can really understand that. But I just love that idea that everyone does different things, whereas years and years ago there were like a few jobs available, like there were not many industries. You could either do labour or sit in an office. You know what I mean? Like there's been so much change recently, especially with social media and tech and like cyber and all of that kind of thing and research, and it's so exciting, and I'm just so excited to see everyone's like decisions with that and what people have done, because I know a lot of people have actually gone into social media on the sidelines, but I don't know, because I've seen no one being an influencer, which is something that I'm a bit concerned about, but I don't know. And another area which I don't really want to speak a lot about, but in terms of relationships, don't give up on them. Because again, it's so easy to do that, like in marriages, and that a lot of people, like I feel like the divorce rate is so high. It's 1 in 2 in the UK or something stupid. I feel like it's so high because it is easy to get a divorce now, and it's not frowned upon like it was in the past, which I don't agree with, but it's easy to get a divorce. It's easy to do that, and it's the easy way out. I get a lot of marriages get broken, like marriage isn't the thing anymore, but it used to be. So I don't really know what's going on there. Like it's never, most marriage cases, I mean, I haven't really looked it up, but from my kind of knowledge and what I feel like, it's they just fall out of love, or they just fight all the time, and it's not really like something to blame. It's not really, someone gets a new job or someone cheated or big life changes. It's never really that kind of thing. It's just they just don't get on anymore, which is really sad. And I don't know why that's suddenly like evolved so much to be that case. Like how have humans evolved to be that kind of creature, being, whatever, to just not be with their partner anymore? Like that used to be the thing. Like divorce was frowned upon. Maybe, yeah, okay, that's why people didn't get a divorce, but at the same time people were genuinely happy. I feel like I know it was different with the women's role back then and the man's role, and you kind of had to do that kind of thing and you get married off, and I know that is kind of the case, but in general, like, why are we so unhappy now with everything in life? And I think it's just because it's easy to give up, it's easy to take the easy route out, it's easy to just, and because like, I mean, with all the change with, you can just change your job now and you can change your life, and all this talk about self-improvement and prioritizing yourself, like I think that's gone a bit too far. Like even though that's what I preach and that's what I talk about every single day, and I do love that side of it, but I think all of this has gone way too far with people just saying, oh, I don't want to do that now, I'm gonna work on myself, I'm gonna take a sabbatical, I'm gonna just, I don't want to partner for the rest of my life now. Like that is really sad in my opinion, and I hope I don't ever go down that way, because I kind of say all what I say, and kind of not a superficial thing, but I take everything with a pinch of salt, and I do try and do that in life, because I am very emotional with everything. I put my feelings into everything, especially work. Like I know I had an issue with work where, well, my work kind of got taken away from me. All the influencers I found, everyone I've signed, like kind of got taken away from me, and I was so emotional about it. But I'm like, that's just work, that's just life. Like you don't always have to do like well and then expect reward. You should never expect anything from anyone else, whether that's work, relationships. But with relationships, especially like if you're young in a relationship and you've had relationships before that have failed, and don't expect this one to fail too. Don't, because as soon as you expect that, or you think, oh, it's going to fail, subconsciously, in my opinion, you are going to try and make it fail, and you won't know that you're doing this, but you are going to try, like I talk about manifesting a lot, and again, take it with a pinch of salt. But if you think negatively, that does manifest it. Like, I always tell my boyfriend, who is quite a negative person with a lot of things, I'm just like, I'm not like, oh, manifest it. But it does work the other way around. Like, if you keep thinking something bad's going to happen, or everything's so negative, like, it's going to stay that way. Everything in your life is going to stay negative because you're not being positive, you're not changing anything. And that's another thing. Like, if you feel like you want to give up, if you feel like you want to take the easy route, change something in your life that isn't as drastic. And if this is something to do with a job or relationship, change something in your personal life, i.e. a new hobby, a new self-care routine. Like, change little things to make you a bit happier. And it's not going to solve everything, but try and do, instead of doing the big drastic option, the easy way out, try and do the little things first. It is harder, and this is what I mean, it's not the easy way at all, but just change little things in your life. So if you do have problems in your relationship, if you have problems at work, if you have problems with friends or your mental health or whatever it is that you want to give up with, change other things not connected to it, because then that will improve it. Like, everything comes back to you in anything at all with mental health, jobs, like everything I've mentioned, everything comes back to you. I feel like I'm going a bit round in circles with this episode, to be fair, but the whole point here, and I've just kind of made that revelation as well at the end just now, don't give up so easily. It is okay to take the easy route sometimes if you are genuinely burnt out, you're exhausted, you don't want to do it anymore for many reasons in everything I've spoken about. You can give up, you can take the easy route, and don't think about it as giving up or even failing. And I speak about failing quite a lot. Like, you haven't failed, you're just moving on. You're doing something new, you're changing your life again. And as I've said, like, in this society now, that is respected. Like, you can do that so much in your life. You can do 50 jobs, you can do so many. Like, don't just stay in the same job if you're unhappy. Like, a lot of people, I think that's the difference with our generation now. Like, we don't want to do that. We don't want to stay working in the same company, in the same position all of our life, or the majority of our life, because that's boring. And we don't want to work 9 to 5 jobs because that's boring too. And yeah, okay, right now that's what I'm doing, but I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. I'm doing it for the experience, and that's also something to learn as well. With, if you're a graduate, if you're young and you're in the job world or any kind of area like that, don't think that this job's going to be your forever job. Most people with a graduate job don't really enjoy it. They're doing it for the money, the experience, the training. You have to just find a job and just get on with it. Like, I'm trying to explain this to my boyfriend right now, who's after this very one specific job that he doesn't quite know, but he'll know when he gets it. And you can't do that. You can't just spend months and months to years looking for that one amazing job, because you might go into a company that has a job that is similar to what you want to do, but they don't have a vacancy yet. And if you're in that company, you might be able to speak like, hey, I really want to do this. Can I get some training in this? Like, you can be open with that. And a lot of companies will appreciate that. Like, a couple of people did that at my work. Like, they started in another team, they moved to a different team, like the team they wanted to join, the department they wanted to do, but there weren't jobs available, that kind of thing. Like, you can change around. Like, that's the beauty of companies nowadays, like younger companies, and yeah, with like younger people running it, like, people understand that you can't wait around for this one perfect thing in your life, and not just in jobs. You can't wait around for that. Okay, maybe with like standards in relationships, it's good to have standards for finding a partner, but if you're trying to find this one perfect person, no one's perfect. You're going to find someone that you love so much but will have flaws. Like, everyone has flaws. I have flaws, boyfriend has flaws, my sister has flaws, my ex has flaws. Like, everyone has flaws. You will never love everything about someone. That's the sad truth. Like, you want to find someone that's perfect, and if you've had problems in the past with partners, you want to find that one perfect person that's not going to damage you or break you. And it is scary when you then go into a new relationship and you fear it's going to end, or you fear they're going to hurt you again. They might do, but you don't know that as well. With anything that you're doing, you do not know what's going to happen. So just do it. Just dive into everything right now. Stop waiting for that perfect moment. Just do it now. Just find a job. Just find, like, you know what I mean? Just get on with it. Because we're young and we've got so much of our life ahead of us. Stop waiting around for it. Just do it. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, just man up, grow up, do it. But in a way, yeah, just get on with your life. Stop complaining about everything wrong and start focusing on the positives, and just make a life for yourself. If nothing's coming out of it, if nothing's doing it, just do it. Like, find a way to do it around that. Like, don't wait for someone to tell you that, you know, something's not working, or wait for someone to give you a job, or wait for someone to do something. Like, you've got to do it yourself. No one's going to do it for you at any age, especially at this young age of being in your 20s. No one is going to do it for you. So that's my advice today, and I'm going to end it here. It's a lot shorter than my last episode. I know that one was quite long, but there was a lot to discuss about university. So if you've got any other ideas for podcast episodes, please let me know. I am making a plan at the moment to write up episodes and not kind of just do it like off the back of a blog post I've done. But that's what I do like to do. I like to connect my podcast to my blog to my socials. But I hope you have a very good end of your week. I don't know why I couldn't speak there, but I hope you have a very good end of your week and enjoy the weekend. I was going to say enjoy the sun, but the sun's gone now in the UK, which is great. But it has been warm, so I'm actually kind of looking forward to that, and I'm so looking forward to winter. Honestly, I'm just so looking forward to just coming home from work, put on my comfies and go in the bath and just go for I love going for walks in the winter because you can wrap yourself up, and I don't know, it's just, I love that feeling. But yeah, I'm looking forward to winter. I'm looking forward to autumn as well. Oh my god, I love autumn. And I was going to say, pumpkin spice lattes. No, I hate them now. They are disgusting. It is definitely a fad when you're pre-teen, early teenager. It's gross. But yeah, one last thing that I will quickly mention. If you are in a stage of your life where you feel like giving up or you feel like taking an easy route out, have something to look forward to. I know we always say in the present moment, but this can help. Have something to look forward to in your life that you can say, okay, just get past this point or get past this bit of work. Oh, we've got a work social, or you've got a holiday booked or something like that. Look forward to something, and I'd say this every week. Try and do something that you look forward to. If you are in this kind of rut at the moment, have something that you can look forward to, and that will help massively with what you're going through. I always say stay in the present moment, but this does help me a lot of the time, whether that's seeing my boyfriend on the weekend, or I'm going out for dinner with my family, or someone's coming home for the weekend, that kind of thing. Have something to look forward to. But with that, I hope you have a very good week, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. Goodbye.